Hey, good morning, YouTube party people. This is Clay with Clay's AC and Auto Repair and Clay Motion here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If this video is helpful, please like, give me good comments, share my video, and subscribe to my page because I generally do a lot of these like magician type mechanic stuff. Anyways, so I've got a 2004 Nissan Xterra. What was going on is I was getting a code for P0500, didn't have a check engine light on, but that's not normal. Normally you'll have a check engine light on for that in these vehicles. But anyways, so I was getting that code, and what would happen is I'd be driving and I'd made an illustration, but it didn't turn out so well. It actually showed the problem, but I think I can explain it. If your problem is identical to mine, I'd be driving and I'd get up to about 50 miles an hour, and it was like the car would go into limp mode. Then the RPMs wouldn't go past 2,000 RPMs, and I'd be in drive or overdrive, whichever, and it would go chug, 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 you know, and it like it didn't have any power, like it was losing gas or something along them lines. Well, the P500 code was the reason for it. So I did some research in the Nissan manuals and stuff like that. And I would put this vehicle into neutral and then shift it back. I mean, literally, like, I could just literally be driving down the road in drive, and I'd go like this, and then I'd go like that, and it was good to go. Nothing, you know, it would totally get rid of it. And it'd do that maybe once, maybe 4 times in the morning, generally about the first mile or so away from my house, maybe not even that far. And it would go away. Well, what I found out from the research is there was some breaks in the dash cluster, which is crazy because I thought my transmission was going out or I had a bad engine or who knows what. And I'm a mechanic. I knew it was none of that. I felt like it was something that was electrical because I could drive this thing 500 miles the rest of the day and it'd never do it. You know, so I'm going to show you what I did. We're going to remove the dash cluster, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to talk to you about the circuits and stuff like that just for a couple moments. Try to make it as quick as possible. So we'll get prepared to remove the dash cluster, and I'll show you that. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the 2 Phillips screws here at the bottom here, and we're going to take them out. We're going to take the kick panel off, and then we got 4 screws, 1, 2, and there's going to be 1 over here. Then I believe 1, 2, 3. There's no screws in this hole right here, so you don't have to worry about that. We're going to take this off. You can take the kick panel off without removing this, but what ends up happening is when you go back to reassemble it, it doesn't want to go back together as nice and, you know, and be all together. So we'll go ahead and show you that and take out these screws. Okay, so we got the 4 screws out of our cover, and we're going to gently pull the top of this off. Sorry about the sun being in there. So we're going to pull the top of it off. That pulls off there. We're going to pull the rubber grommet off the outside of your ignition cylinder here so you can get it all the way out. We got that all the way out. And you can kind of see how there's 4 screws in there now, right here and here. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull back on the kick panel. Now you can leave this kick panel dangling by these wires if you want, but it kind of pulls on them, so you can unplug them. And then the second part of this is there's a little screw back here, so we're going to get that screw out of there, and then this bezel, and there might be another one over here. No, I don't guess so. So we're going to pull that Phillips screw out, and then we'll find 3 Phillips screws that hold the actual instrument cluster and 2 connectors. Once you get the dash cluster out, you're going to twist out your turn signals, and I'm going to try to show you that without my fingers being in the way. Twist it clockwise, pull it out. You're going to take out the 3 Phillips screws. Once you got the 3 screws out, you're going to pull the dash cluster towards you to be able to release the clips. These are a little bit sticky, so they're going to be kind of a little bit tough to get out. Hey, before I add the end of this video here, I just wanted to point out, if you feel uncomfortable with doing the soldering, look on the interwebs there for a dash repair company and call them up and explain to them what you got going on and send them the dash. I know you'll probably be a little bit skeptical about sending out that dash, you know, and spending $100–150 to have it soldered, and it may not fix the problem, but it more than likely will. From what I've read, this is a pretty common problem, and that's the standard fix for it. You could also take it to a television repair or a computer repair company, and I think they might even be a little bit cheaper than that. Maybe they'll only charge you 50 bucks or something like that, and it'll be super simple. The worst case scenario, you can prevent a problem prior to you having a problem. So now that you got your dash cluster out, basically what's going to need to be done is these little black clips are going to need to be popped up individually, and you're going to need a magnifying glass and probably one of them round ones that you set on the desktop. I don't have one here at the shop, so I'm going to take this home and fix it. You're going to look for cracks in the solder, and you're going to resolder all the cracks. You more than likely you're going to find most of your problem up here by the connectors, so on your connecting sources. So that's all great there. If you look for that, you fix it. I've already repaired this one right here, so I know it works, and you should be good to go. It should take care of the problem. At least it did with mine. God bless. Please share my videos, subscribe to my page. Don't be the next to them, be the first to you, and I hope this helps you out. Have a great afternoon.